Nancy Pelosi probably just made enemies of the progressive far left wing of, well, the country, of everybody. She came out the other day and said that impeaching Trump he's just not worth it. House Speaker says move would be too divisive without compelling and bipartisan rationale. I completely agree. I am no fan of the corporate, wealthy Democrat elite class. I don't like the uber elites who claim to speak for other people. But Nancy Pelosi is right. Surprising to say. Look, you all know that I'm not the biggest fan of Trump. I think he does, if he does something good, there's got to be balance. You can understand that he's not perfect. I don't like him for a lot of reasons. I respect that, some of the things he's done have worked, and the economy is better than ever. All those things, great, fine. Impeaching him is insane. I'm not a big policy person when it comes to domestic issues for the most part. You've obviously heard I have some opinions on some policies. I don't know everything. I don't know all the answers. And this is why I'm typically rather neutral and tepid and rather centrist. Because I don't think being a zealot and charging in full speed is the smart move. I think sitting down and coming up with solutions and testing and trying things makes the most sense. I think the extremists are wrong. I think Nancy Pelosi is right. It would be very divisive. Trump has tons of support. Yes, I understand there are people that really don't like him, but these people, in my opinion, the minds of people are being poisoned by complete and utter rage bait insanity. I blame the media. I really do. Let's read what happened. Donald Trump should not be impeached unless the reasons are overwhelming and bipartisan, given how divisive it would be for the country, the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said. I'm not for impeachment, Pelosi, the top U.S. Democrat, said in a Washington Post interview published on Monday. Impeachment is so divisive to the country that unless there's something so compelling and overwhelming and bipartisan, I don't think we should go down that path because it divides the country. He's just not worth it. Listen, the president is the president for 4 years. The election, we're, just about 2 years away. Trump might not win re-election. I think he will. But this is how our representative republic works. There are people, we have a system, you vote, when you win, when you lose, you lose. So Trump won, the people elected him, end of story. And now I know the Democrats are going to be like, oh, but Trump didn't win the popular vote. I'm sick and tired of this argument. Listen, Hillary played by the same exact rules as Trump. They knew what they had to do to win, and Trump won. He didn't get the popular vote, whatever. It's because there's a lot of people in major urban centers, and we have to try and balance the middle of the country that makes food, for instance, with the urban centers that do like tech development and things like that. I know it's more complicated than that, but the point is, it's only a few years. If you think Trump should be president, the election is a couple years away. The world is not going to end. It is mind-blowing to me when people say, but Trump will never give up the presidency even if he loses. Are you insane? What is this? Are we in some kind of 90s action thriller where the office is taken over by Russia and the president refuses to stand down and we're going to get some, Mel Gibson and some dude to run in guns a-blazing? It's absolutely insane. These people live in Wall-E world. Life is boring. Life is not an action movie. No, you don't just impeach the president because you don't think he's a good person. I think Trump is a slimy old lech. I think, lecherous. I think he's a bad representation of our culture. I think he's done some good things policy-wise, as evidenced. I didn't want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I didn't vote for him because I didn't believe he would be good for this country, but some good things came out of it. I can respect that. I think a normal, sane human being can respect it. Listen, Trump has done some bad things internationally in terms of pushing American intervention and things like that. And that's typically what I care about. When it comes to domestic policy, I kind of go well, But when it comes to drone bombing foreign countries, commando raids, weapons deals, that's the things I'm like, I can draw a line there that we should be blowing up kids in foreign countries. Okay, and Trump has carried on the same, it's not just him. Like Obama did it, Bush did it. It's the presidency. And I look for candidates who are going to resist the corporate establishment, the military-industrial bullshit. Now, I'm swearing. Anyway, the point is, we can read on. I'm just sick and tired of the insane conspiracy theories. Why would I hold Trump to a different standard than Obama or any other president? Did I like Obama? No. Did I like Bush? Absolutely not. I was too young to really care about Clinton. But it's mind-blowing to me that all of a sudden we're in some special class. Actually, I'll say this. When Trump announced he wanted to pull troops out of Syria, I was like, oh, well, yeah, there you go. That's better than most of the other, presidents were doing. I mean, Bush got us in the Middle East again. Obama was bombing young men and calling them enemy combatants because of how old they were. It's ridiculous. So for me, it's like Trump's personality. I don't like him. You don't have to like my opinion. I understand you guys have opinions too, but to act like, the resistance people who live in this weird conspiratorial Manchurian candidate world where they think the country has been taken over, it's absolutely psychotic. So what's the point? I'm going to agree with Nancy Pelosi. Trump is just a guy I don't like. I don't think the world's going to end. I think we're going to have more elections. I think things will bounce back and forth. I think 2020 is an opportunity for some new faces to emerge and potentially challenge Trump. I think Trump is going to win because the Democrats have been playing this insane game, and too many people who vote Democrat, too many Democrats live in this Wall-E world 90s action thriller that doesn't exist. Let's read on. It was Pelosi's most direct comment on Trump's possible impeachment, a topic she has dealt with cautiously as it carries the potential to sharply split Democrats and the public ahead of next year's White House and the congressional elections. The special counsel, Robert Mueller, is investigating Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. presidential campaign, possible collusion between Trump's campaign and the Russian government, and whether Trump has attempted to obstruct the inquiry. Trump has denied wrongdoing and called the investigation a witch hunt. Yes, and we've heard time and time again now that Robert Mueller's report will likely be very anticlimactic. Even Michael Cohen said he didn't have evidence of collusion. I think at this point look, I wish life wasn't boring. I really do. I'm sure most of you wish it wasn't boring. I'm pretty sure everybody wishes life was this exciting world where things were much more important than they really were, but it's not. This is why we have movies and we have video games. Because what's likely going on? Look, Trump is just like any other president. He's doing the thing that the machine does. It's dominoes falling over. There's no grand conspiracy. Yes, I think there are elements within the government that they've called the permanent government that, push things. But it's like the people who believe the QAnon stuff, the people who believe these crazy conspiracies, the people who believe in aliens, life is just really boring. It's so rare that exciting things happen. I gotta admit, Trump getting impeached would be crazy exciting, but it's just not reality. Trump is the president. I can't believe it's become a meme at this point where Trump supporters will tweet something like, Trump is your president, because it's so shocking to these people. My God. I remember when they held up signs claiming that George W. Bush was Hitler, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, do I think the wars in the Middle East were wrong? Of course. And then Obama gets in. I remember when Obama was running and everyone's screaming hope and change. And I'm like, what's the difference? Charismatic leaders going to rise up. They're going to push the same policies we've always seen. We're going to be blowing up people in other countries. But you know what it was? I remember when I was arguing with someone about Obama, and they were like, yeah, but Obama's going to make like universal health care. I'm like, no, he won't. You think the president is that powerful? It is mind-blowing that Trump has been trying to build the wall since he got elected, and he can't do it. You think the president has that much power? These people have lost the plot. I don't know why everyone thinks the president is so powerful. Look, we got a comment here. This guy said, he is just not worth it. Is defending our legal system worth it? Is holding the president accountable worth it? Is doing what's right worth it? Or shall America just stop fighting for our principles and do what's politically convenient? You want to talk about defending our legal system? How about the duly elected president being allowed to serve his term without obstruction? I gotta say, let me tell you something. I actually like There's one good thing, in my opinion, that comes out of Trump being president, and it is the pressure on the executive branch to pull back on its authority, and I love it. I absolutely do. For too long, we have seen the powers of the executive branch continue to encroach and push on the other branches, and that's a bad thing. So that's like one of the best things, in my opinion. And then, so look, Trump as a person, not a fan. Even when he was a reality TV guy, like, I didn't think he was a good person. But listen, people have opinions in this country. You're allowed to support who you support. I respect it. I disagree. And I'm going to do what we have done for generations and try and figure out how to get forth something that I think is right. And I've always done that. It's why I won't support Trump. It's why I'm not a conservative. It's why I'm willing to point to Democrats and the far left identitarian types who are pushing authoritarian nonsense, because I don't want to be a part of anyone's tribe. I don't care who you are or what you believe. You are not going to convince me that I should go against my own principles. That being said, I've been doing reading and research, and I've come to some certain come to decisions that I think may or may not be right. But typically, you want to ask me why I supported Bernie Sanders in 2015 going into 2016. It's not because he had far left policy, Medicare for all, or free college, any of those things. I actually disagree that some of these things are possible or even a good thing. The issue is that up until he started pushing identitarianism and endorsed Hillary, I trusted him. And that was a mistake. I still think that he's worthy of some trust. I still do like Bernie Sanders. When we were looking at the machine, Hillary Clinton, and, honestly, I got to say this. Hillary Clinton, to me, was nightmarish. Trump was a lewd, crude, populist guy who I disagreed with. But I got to admit, I still thought Hillary was worse. Not going to vote for Trump. I don't like what the Republican Party has to offer for the most part. I got to admit, though, a lot of people have pointed out, as far as the Democrats pushing authoritarianism, banning speech, like much more authoritarian policies, not a fan. I am center left. I do not like fringe extremists. I do not like the encroaching nonsense. More to the point, as my rant pertains to the presidency, I'm going to end by saying Nancy Pelosi is in a tough bind. I am not a fan of Pelosi. I think she is an uber elite, multi-millionaire corporate Democrat. But impeaching Trump is insane. Okay, look, I'll say this. If the Mueller report comes out and they have hard evidence that Trump did something illegal, yeah, I have no problem being like, all right, let's move forward. But they've been calling to impeach Trump before literally anything's been discovered or anything happened. If Trump hasn't done anything, why? So it's disingenuous. It's all politics. And we're getting to a point where people have lost their goddamn minds. 2020 is coming. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Short of any overt evidence that Trump is breaking the law, I'm going to continue on pushing what I believe. I'm going to look for some candidates that I believe in. I'm going to, donate, vote, whatever. And I'm going to be relatively quiet about it. I did post something on Minds and Facebook because I want to be transparent. But I'm going to try and avoid talking about who I'm supporting when it comes to making content, because I don't want it to be about, I don't want to be campaigning for anybody. You know what I mean? I have opinions. I want to be transparent. We'll leave it at that. Trump shouldn't be impeached short of any evidence of crimes. And Nancy Pelosi said the exact same thing. My God, here I am. I agree. Nancy Pelosi, spot on when she said it is so divisive. There shouldn't be, it should be something compelling, overwhelming, and bipartisan. Agreed. Let's wrap it up there. Let's get back to regular political debate. And look, I'm going to end by saying this. I like the fact that Trump is outside of the system, that he wasn't one of these Washington swampy types. I don't think he's done a good job of draining the swamp or whatever. I don't like Nancy Pelosi because she is one of the swamp monsters, as are most of the corporate Democrats. But I still think you can be a moderate anti-establishment type. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll leave it there. It's complicated. There's a lot to talk about. But we'll stop now before the far left starts shrieking that I'm, supporting Trump or whatever stupid nonsense. And I'll see you at 4 p.m. on the main channel, youtube.com/Timcast. Yes, that is a different channel. I know YouTube made it very confusing. It is what it is. I'll see you then.